have a workout that you can do at home. I'm going to show you all of the movements with weights and without, and also talk you through how you can improvise and use items that you may have at home as a substitution for weights. So this particular workout has 6 exercises. You'll do each exercise for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna go into a cardio movement. You're gonna do each exercise 3 times through, so for 3 total rounds. So you do your exercise, do your cardio, do your exercise, etc., all the way through. And it'll be 3 different cardio movements. So first exercise is gonna be your squat. Now I'm gonna recommend, because it's only 30 seconds, that you get something pretty heavy. Fill up one of your kids' backpacks or a spare backpack, or if you have a gigantic purse, put some heavy stuff in it, hold it out front like this, and squat. You can certainly also use a dumbbell if you have one, or a kettlebell, and squat, okay? If you need to modify your squat at all, you don't need to use weight, and you can also modify it by taking it to a smaller range of motion. All right, after that, you're gonna go into a push-up with a side plank. So what I mean by that, you're gonna come on down, you're gonna get that really nice push-up, you're gonna open up to your side plank, come on down, open up to the side plank. And of course, you can make that more difficult by doing it from your toes, which I am not going to demonstrate because I'm taking care of my shoulder. So that would also be a modification. You can also take that against the wall if you're taking care of wrists or shoulders as well. Next thing is gonna be your single leg deadlift. Now I know this is a super popular one. Popular. People really like this one. And I realize it's kind of tricky. So with this one, again, you might need to use your backpack, or if you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell. So it's kind of like you want to remember that you've got the leg out and it comes down as you stand up. You bring the weight back down and stand up, and that's your single leg deadlift. This is still beneficial even just using body weight. You're really training your balance, your core, and strengthening up that lower back and those muscles in the hamstring. So do it with or without weight. Now this next one is probably new to many of you, and it's called a Sotts Press, S-O-T-T-S. I won't lie to you, I absolutely hate this exercise, but it's really, really great for both your hip mobility and your shoulder mobility. So I'm gonna show it to you first without any weight. In your Sotts Press, you wanna get into a deep squat, and then it's from this squatting position that you would actually press. All right, so you can probably imagine that it's pretty tough. So I'm in my deep squat, I've got my feet all the way down, and I'm pressing. Now, you do not need really heavy weight for your Sotts Press. You could probably get away with using cans if you don't have dumbbells of the same size. So try it, let me know what you think. I'll be curious to know if you dislike it as much as I do. Next one is gonna be a forearm plank with a hip dip. So we're gonna come into our plank, got our nice plank form, and we're lowering the hips toward one side and then the other. So if you can't see that, right here. And the last exercise in this series is the 90-90. Now, the reason we do 90-90, again, comes down to hip mobility and hip strength. So, ideally with no hands, we switch the legs from side to side. We can make this harder by coming up and to the other side. We can make it harder still, I'm just moving so I don't bump into those dumbbells, by coming up and taking it up into a lunge. I step back down, and then this part's a little bit of a brain teaser, and I totally screwed that up, so hopefully I'll do it on the other side better. So here I am. I'm gonna come back down into my 90-90. There we go. So no matter how many times you've done it, you're gonna be working your brain a little bit because that patterning is a little bit unusual. So I highly, highly recommend, even if you end up changing some of those other exercises, don't skip this one. Now, if you're building up to your 90-90, use a hand or 2 hands to support you and just take the hip side to side. Eventually you might go to no hands. Eventually then still, you're not gonna need the hands at all. And then as long as it's not hurting your kneecaps, add that little bit of a lift. You don't have to confuse yourself like I did and get into the lunge, but that is certainly an option as well, really training your brain and your coordination. So now, let's talk about your cardio. As is always the case, whatever we offer, you can choose to modify. But I know that if we tell you to do burpees, you're more likely to do them. Otherwise, you're probably not gonna choose them. So the first round, after every 30 seconds, you're gonna do 5 burpees. Now your modification on your burpee, hands come out, walk feet back, and stand up. Okay, we can always add in the hop. We can always add in the hop at the top. All right, second round is gonna be a star jump. Now your modification on your star jump, really, really big reaches with the arms. Yay, star jumps. And last but certainly not least, layouts. Gonna come down, spread out wide, and come on up. You could also, if you would like, take this into a deck squat. Tuck into a little ball, and bring it on up, okay? Could modify the deck squat and make it a one-legged deck squat as well, as you want. So, come down, and come on up, however you can. So again, to review, 30 seconds of each exercise after the buzzer goes, or if you're self-timing, do your 5 of your cardio movements, then into the next time. Then take a break after each round. And that's it. We'll see you soon.